Just a quick warning that this video will contain spoilers from the first season of Telltale's The Walking Dead game. If you haven't played through the first season yet and wish to do so in the future, then I strongly suggest watching this video after you've played the game, as I think it's best experienced without knowing what happens. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's not waste any more time and get into the video. With Telltale recently revealing screenshots from its final season of The Walking Dead, I've decided now is a good time to look back on one moment in particular that for me sums up why the initial season is so damn special. One of the concerns I had going into making this video is that I think it's always going to be hard to write something concerning this game that hasn't been said already. I mean, the first season received a ton of praise and a massive plaudits from critics, causing all manner of articles and videos to surface regarding Lee and Clem's story. However, I still hope that what I have to say will get a few people thinking about why the one scene specifically that I'm about to mention had such a big impact on me. So I'll stop teasing and let you know exactly what it is I'm referring to. That is after I give you a little bit of background information first. Now, it seems to me like nearly every zombie story ever told contains at least one instance of a character struggling to put down a friend or a loved one after they've turned or are about to turn. For example, the Walking Dead TV show toyed with this idea for the first time all the way back in its opening season, when viewers had to sit and watch Andrea take her precious time in putting down her dead sister Amy. Now, maybe I'm just a bit of a heartless bastard, but I always find that these scenes in TV shows and films don't really do anything for me. Admittedly, using the character of Amy probably isn't the best example, as she was in the show for all of about 5 minutes, but I find that even when I am watching a character I actually like slowly turn, only for the character next to them to struggle to put them out of their misery, I don't feel sad or emotional, instead I just get impatient. Just get on with it, you can't do anything for them, they're not going to come back as they were, so please just hurry up and destroy their brain before you end up getting eaten by your dead friend. I find it's easy for me to have this quite cold attitude because thankfully I haven't had to be in a situation where I found myself standing over the corpse of one of my loved ones, about to plunge a knife into their skull in order to prevent them from reanimating. Nonetheless, even when I am faced with a situation like this in a zombie show or film, no matter how good the characters are, it still just doesn't feel like I'm there, and I really struggle to empathise with the person hesitating to kill the other person for a second time. I find part of the reason for this may be down to the fact that because I've been exposed to so much zombie culture growing up, my mind knows that as soon as someone dies you need to stop them turning. So that's why instead of finding these moments kind of moving, I just find them kind of annoying. I would say it's such a commonly overused trope in zombie fiction, and that because of this, its effect is somewhat diminished on me. When I see these moments occur, I can only think in terms of practicality and not emotions. To me, the characters are just wasting valuable time in not killing someone who is going to turn into a walker. They need to stop delaying the inevitable, and as the Nike slogan goes, just do it. Therefore, you'd be forgiven for thinking that with me having this kind of perspective, that I'd have no problem with doing the right thing and putting Lee, the central character from Telltale's first season of The Walking Dead, out of his misery after he succumbs to the walker infection and is nearing death towards the conclusion of the season. Well, shockingly to my surprise, I found that in that moment when confronted with having to make a choice to kill someone I cared for deeply in order to stop them becoming a walker, I just couldn't do it. I could not pull the trigger. Why? Because hope. Silly, deluded, nonsensical hope. Like I said earlier on, anyone who knows how zombies work is aware that in 99% of the cases there isn't a cure if you happen to contract the virus. There's no way back, your fate is sealed. Even though I know this in my head and I knew that Lee had been bitten and there was nothing I could do to save him, my mind decided to enter the first phase of grief. That being denial. I knew there was no hope of him being okay, but my brain still insisted on clutching at straws. As the timer ticked down with Clem holding the gun and the game urging me to make a choice regarding his fate, questions started racing around my head. What if he's not actually dying and could still recover? Maybe I should just walk away and leave him here. At least then I know there's a chance I could see him alive and well one day in the future. Yeah, that definitely sounds plausible, let's just leave him be. If I don't kill him now, then of course he won't die, right? Of course, none of this makes any sense. I know that now and I knew that then, but my brain at that moment in time just didn't want to think rationally. I liked Lee an awful lot. His story with Clementine was fantastic, and after everything he had done to protect her, I wanted to see them both sail off into the sunset together. I certainly didn't want to see Lee chained to a radiator looking like absolute shit as he struggled to stay alive. And I guess these feelings are similar to the ones that characters are feeling on TV when tasked with putting their loved ones down. Except when watching this play out through the eyes of a television show, I never found this feeling to have resonated with me. Telltale's The Walking Dead changed that. Finally, I could understand how hard it must be when faced with the task of putting down someone close to you. Destroying the person's brain means that you're accepting that they aren't and can't come back, and that's hard to do for someone you care about. It's why the governor persisted in keeping his very much dead decomposing daughter tied up in a cupboard. He was still clinging to the hope that if he let her live on as a walker, there was a chance that she could one day come back to her old self. The same can also be said of why Herschel persisted in storing walkers in his barn. I've always thought of myself as being a bit of a Shane type character in a zombie apocalypse, someone who does things what need to be done, and someone who sleeps with his best friend's wife. No, wait, forget I said that last bit. Anyway, Shane knew that Herschel was kidding himself, thinking that a corpse who could take a barrage of bullets and still manage to stand was somehow still alive, so he did what he needed to do. And I've always felt like if I were in that situation, I'd do the same thing. But the instance with Lee showed that in that moment, I couldn't do what needed to be done. I froze. And I displayed the same kind of weakness that I had criticised so many other characters for showing, and strangely that felt kinda special. Through the medium of a video game, I came to understand once again why people struggle so often in zombie fiction with euthanizing those they care about, and for me that's kind of amazing. Telltale's first season is pretty brilliant anyway, but for me this moment helped elevate this game to being a masterpiece in my eyes. It challenged my preconceptions and made an old zombie trope relevant and affecting, and it's a video game moment that I'll certainly never forget. So there you have it, just a brief video on one of my favourite moments from Telltale's fantastic first season of The Walking Dead. Please let me know your thoughts below, and also let me know did you kill Lee or not, as well as any other special moments that you want to mention. As always, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.